A very good afternoon, everyone, and we welcome you all to, or rather from wherever you are, from whatsoever nook and cranny of the planet you are, to Bengaluru, for we are all set to rock and roll with the second FIFA friendly, which is to be played between India and Maldives. And this is the first fixture for the Blue Tigresses, the Indian women. The Indian women, they will be locking horns with Maldives in what is going to be a second friendly in a matter of just 4 days. The last time around these two teams met, Team India, they kind of demolished Maldives with extreme prejudice. But this time, can Maldives turn it around? It is going to be an exciting encounter as we are live from the Padukone Dravid Centre for Sports Excellence, Bengaluru. Both the teams, they'll be hoping to get the best of results, and it goes without saying that the Blue Tigresses will try and show what they are made of once again. And as we can see, it is Maldives who are storming out into the center with the hope that they can get the victory in place, or if not a victory, at least put up a fight to savor. And they will be spearheaded from the sideline by the one and only Mohammad Nizam, their coach. Let's quickly hear what Mohammad Nizam had to say ahead of this all important fixture.
Hi, coach. After the first loss, what do you think your team needs to improve in this
Uh,
game?
when we came here, also I knew what we have done and what we are trying to do and what we are trying to develop. So, for them, they have improved a lot in terms of understanding the game techniques and also the mental toughness of the players. In other aspects of the game. So, uh, I saw a lot of improvement from the players, but still the areas needs to be improved, and we need to work more on those corners.
And India made a lot of changes for this match. How about Maldives? Do you stick with the same team or do you have any changes?
No, there will be some changes in the starting 11. Unlike them, we just came with 23 players, so out of them only we can change. So with those players, we'll shuffle some of the players in the starting 11, and it will be almost the same.
Thank you, coach, and good luck for the game.
Thank you.
Well, as pointed out by Mohammad Nizam, he's going to make a few changes to his starting 11, but not to his squad, unlike India, who have enforced 6 changes to the squad itself. We'll talk about that later in the game, and that is the Blue Tigresses stepping out for another crucial battle, their first battle of the calendar year 2025. And they will be hoping to continue with the kind of momentum that they produced against Maldives in the last game. A thumping 14-0 victory for them. Let's see what their coach, Joachim Bernd Alexanderson, had to say ahead of this.
Yeah, well, I expect that the younger players who get the opportunity now that they really go for and taking that chance, and yeah, to see happiness and joyness to start their first game for the national team.
Any special instructions you have for today's game?
Yeah, for sure, for one and each of players. So yeah, but it comes to the individual, of course, but also not so much when it comes to the collective, but when it comes to the individual, for sure, yeah.
Well, as pointed out by Alexanderson, that a few things will have to be put in perspective. Team Maldives with their warm up, obviously, I mean, coming off a 14-0 dropping, and more importantly, a series of battles where they haven't really fared well enough. I think it's extremely crucial for them to try and showcase that they are also capable of matching with teams like India. That's a starting 11 for Maldives. Aminat Liza under the sticks. Safia Rafa, Fatima Tabza, Inasha Adam, Mariam Noura, Hawa Hanifa, their skipper, Mariam Rifa, Rania Ibrahim, Mainisha Abdul Hanan, Aminat Fazla, and Rishma Abdullah. And they are playing under Mohammad Nizam, the man who opened up with his valuable insights ahead of the game. A quick look at their formation. It's a 4-4-2 formation. Liza under the sticks. Rifa and Noura are going to maintain the wings. Rafa and Hanifa the side backs. Rishma and Maisha as the pair of centre backs. But it's all going to rely on Fazla and Rania as the pair of strikers out in the mix. and their bench as well, pretty solid. And these are the Blue Tigresses. They'll definitely be missing out quite a few names, but I think more than victory, more than the results, more than the goal lines or whatsoever are being flipped into the back of the net, I think it's very, very important for the Blue Tigresses to showcase their strength as well. It is of utmost importance. Let's look at the starting 11 for Team India. It is Ling Toigambi Devi under the sticks, Viksit Bara, Toibishyana Chanu, Sangeeta Basfo today donning the captain's armband, Shivani Devi, Rimpa Haldar, Pooja, Aruna Bagh, Ling Dae Kim, Shivani Topo, and Kajol D'Souza playing under Joachim Bernd Alexanderson. We'll quickly take a look at the formation of the team. It is also a 4-4-2 formation with Kajol and Ling came up front, Pooja, Sangeeta, Rimpa, and Shivani in the midfield. Shivani and Viksit, the two wing backs, in Chanu and Aruna, the two centre backs. A pretty decent bench strength as well. Juhi, Simran, Tamanna, Monisha, Bhumika, Mandala, Neetu, Himpriya, Ranjana, Sanjita, and Neha. So yes, the players who were absolutely significant in the last game, one of them being Pyari Khaka, the other being Linda Comserto, and in fact the captain as well in the last game, Dangmei Grace, she isn't a part of the squads. And as the two teams step out into the center, this is going to be another crucial battle for both the sides. For India, it's going to be a litmus test where they like to prove themselves, prove their mettle, and more importantly, the youngsters will like to show that this platform is made for them. For Maldives, it's going to be a stern test and challenge of trying to remain in the game. Lining up next to each other, the Blue Tigresses dressed in their signature blue.
Let's welcome the chief guests of the day to meet and greet the players. Mr. M.
And we
Satyanarayan,
have amongst us
Deputy Secretary
two
General,
very revered dignitaries.
Mr. Nandan Kamath, leading sports
One of
lawyer,
them is Mr. M. Satyanarayan, Deputy Secretary General of AIFF. The other one is Mr. Nandan Kamath, leading sports lawyer and daughter. So yes, it's an incredible moment for these young girls as well to shake hands, to exchange pleasantries with this very revered dignitaries. This will be followed by the national anthem of both the countries, following which we are gonna be treated to an exhilarating battle of two teams meeting for the second time in a span of 4 days.
ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Maldives. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for the national anthem of India.
Right, with the national anthems done, a moment of pride. And as we are all puffed up, let me introduce to you all my co-commentator for the day. Joining me in the commentary box is Junaid Ahmed. A very good afternoon, Junaid, and we welcome you for the first time in this fixture. A quick question before you start. What do you think should be on the agenda for both the teams?
Thank you, Rohit. Always a pleasure to be alongside you in the com box. Final photo ops before the all-important kickoff. Well, India came all guns blazing the other couple of days back. They'll definitely want to continue the run of form they have. For Maldives, they would hope the new year brings in more hope and some more luck. We've got as many as 8 changes to the starting 11 from the 30th of December. As far as the Indian team is concerned, Aruna, Linthoi and Sangeeta have retained their position in the starting 11. A pretty young looking Indian side up against a pretty experienced Maldives side, but is the exuberance of youth up against the experience of Maldives. As we take you through the refereeing contingent led by Ranjita Devi, Ujjal Handar and Dipesh Manohar Sawant would be the assistants. Kanika Burman would be the 4th official for this fixture. Of course, the toss, and looks like Maldives have won it and have chosen the side. That means India will get the game underway. Aruna Bhattacharya as the match commissioner from the venue. And Maria Rebello would be the refereeing assessor. We had a very good start to that game as well, Rohit. 2 hat-tricks in a span of about 30 minutes, and Maldives were caught napping right throughout the game.
Absolutely. I mean, I was on the microphone for that one as well. And make no mistake, that was more like a tempest in the making for Team India. And I think they will like to continue somewhat in the similar verve. I mean, yes, it's understandable that they are missing out on key names, but as Joachim Alexanderson, he's already pointed this out before. I think more than winning or losing, more than the scoreline being the moot of this entire discussion, being the moot of this entire 2 matches. I think he said this before and he said it again, that both the teams, it is about, particularly for Team India rather, for Alexanderson, he made it clear that it's going to be the attitude, it's going to be the body language of the women and how they perform, the way they play, that is going to take the center stage. And that is one of the crucial reasons why he wants to test his team in the waters like this.
That's right, and seems to be a hard taskmaster. Joachim Alexanderson has had a very good start to his stint as the coach. He's been heavily involved with the under-17, under-20s team on a 2-month session, a 2-month camp in Bengaluru. I'm pretty sure he spotted the young talent from there. As many as 6 under-20 players joining the squad, and after the 6 senior players have been retreated after that first fixture as things get underway here in Bengaluru. Going from right to left on your screens are the Blue Tigresses. Be looking to make those early inroads here, Rohit.
Goes without saying, I think they'll try and get that early goal. And of course, with the youngsters coming in, they'll be kind of brimming with confidence, India, with that early bit of possession as they switch it to the right. And yes, I think also another crucial factor about Alexanderson is he handed over quite a few debuts in the last game. So that's like kind of making a statement as well, Junaid. Kind of a statement which says that if you, this can be trouble for India. Maibam Devi somehow kind of lost track of the ball and had to backtrack, but eventually got slightly lucky on that occasion. He's Alexanderson rather. He's pointed this before, that the Indian defense has had a few challenges moving forward together, and hence the technicalities will have to be plugged before India can start firing on all cylinders, because he wants an overall development of the team, not just scoring goals. He wants a strong underbelly, he wants a strong midfield, and more importantly, the firing line that has already shown what it is capable of in the last game. He wants them to be a well-oiled unit dovetailed together.
That's right, and despite that heavy margin of victory, the shot comes in from the distance, rattles a crossbar, still alive. Shubhani pulls it back, just managed to just outside the box. Here's again, straight to the goalkeeper this time. Some early strikes coming in from the Blue Tigresses here, Rohit.
Absolutely. Once again, showing their sting, showing their precision from range, and I think that's exactly what the Blue Tigresses will try and show. I mean, they will be looking forward to quite a few names to step up today, particularly one of Sangeeta Basfor. She was also the captain of the West Bengal team in the recently concluded Senior Women's National Football Championship for Rajmata Jijabai Trophy. Today she is donning the captain's armband in the absence of Ashalata Devi and Dangmei Grace. So yes, for her as well, it's a massive step forward. That's another lovely ball forward. But Shibani Devi did chest it down, but not entirely under control. And now she wanted to break free from the left, and it's going to be a corner. Good start for India.
That's right, on the ascendancy straight away. Talking about Joachim Alexanderson. Was a huge margin of victory. We're still looking for room for improvement, especially the defensive positions as well as on transitions. Definitely would like to hope the likes of Shibani, Lingidim, Kajol, everybody comes to party. Targeting the far post there. Couldn't quite find a blue shirt. There's Rimpa. Prods it towards the right. 2v1 in that corner. Hustling for the ball. Does well there, but draws in a tackle. Another cross coming in inside the box. Vessel did go up. It's a good start from India's perspective here, Rohit.
Absolutely, Junaid. They're doing a pretty fine job so far. And I think both the teams, they'll have kind of contrasting moves going forth. A bit of a head collision out there for both the players, and both of them went down. For Maldives, it was their captain Hawa Hanifa who was also down, but good to see that she's back on her feet. And I think this has been one problem with Maldives as well. Even in the last game, they kind of went down a bit too easily with the bare minimum touches, and we all know that football being a body contact game, it will test you gruelly. It is not going to just be a test of the brains and the bronze, but how resilient you are. Football kind of ensures the fact that that is also coming to the fore. There's the captain of Maldives at the throw-in, Hawa Hanifa. Hanifa gets it rolling, but nonetheless, India quick to lay claim to possession. Kind of surprised with the position that Rimpa Haldar has been slotted in. She's ideally, she ideally plays in that striking position. Kind of deploys herself as that particular number 9 role. That's a good ball there for Maldives. And India, well, looks like that they have lost the possession. Maldives, for the first time since the last game, steps into the opposition penalty box. And for the first time in the last, in the span of the last 2 games, does Maldives take a shot that was goal bound. But no troubles there for Maibam Devi. She is one of the safest hands that you can see, and comfortably negotiated in that occasion.
That's right, that was much better from Mariam Rifa on that occasion. Trying to test out Maibam Linthoi Devi. Did speak about the improvement and mental toughness. Mohammad Nizam, 48-year-old, 2 times Maldives Coach of the Year. Maldives international with 39 appearances and 9 goals. Has been associated with this team for a long time. As a cross corner comes in, rattles the crossbar once again. Another shot at the goalkeeper. Just manages to clear their lines. The danger hasn't died down yet, still with the Blue Tigresses. And that eways everybody and goes out for a throw-in. They've been knocking on the doors consistently now here, Rohit.
Well, I think it was obvious. It was a good shot, and I think had that ball been slightly to the left or the right of Aminat Lisa, it could have been kingdom come for Maldives early on in the game. And yes, I mean, truth be told, I think it is kind of obvious here for the Blue Tigresses. They will be the team calling the shots. They will be the team ruling the roost. Well, looks like another cheap concession. And the long ranger Mewam Devi, she was off target, could have been trouble out there. And Maldives, in this match, they are looking a lot more menacing than they were in the last game, with the Indian defenders kind of conceding possession way too cheaply. Again, take a look at this decent enterprise there from Mehbam Devi, putting a body on the line. Early warning shots coming in from Maldives, definitely against the tide of the play, one might say. But then football, Junaid, as we know, it is extremely unpredictable. On the paper, it might be a David versus Goliath clash. But again, as we know, David as well triumphed, as the history books would suggest. So you never know. Football is a game that can prove you, that can leave you startled at the slightest of inklings. So India needs to be careful with their defense. Looks like there are quite a few chinks in the making. That's good clearance there from Aminat Lisa, storming out of a line, taking no chances whatsoever.
That's right, and India, from their standpoint, will have to try and get that back line sorted. Playing for the first time, Runa, Sana, have been the experienced pros. Viksit Bara, all of 16, getting her first cap. Shivani Topo. Here's Viksit, one-on-one. Gives the possession away. Back with Maldives once again on the turn. And the whistle going up once again. They'll have to try and get that coordination right, because there have been a couple of occasions when Mariam Rifa was away, got a shot on target. The free kick for Maldives, 9 minutes into the first half, and the deadlock is yet to be broken. The likes of Pyari Khacha, Linda, Tangme Grace have been retreated for this fixture. It's a pretty young Indian side out there in the middle. There's India now through Kajal D'Souza. Scored an absolute brace in the last fixture. Falls back to Blue Tigresses. Here's Viksit with a brilliant ball. A chance comes in. Goes side netting on that occasion. It's just the finishing touch that is lacking at the moment here, Rohit.
There was a brilliant opportunity out there. A lovely run coming in from Lingdekim on that occasion. And also at the receiving end, Pooja. She was kind of waiting to pounce upon that opportunity. Unfortunately, it was slightly overstruck, so out of her reach. And as you said, yes, the finishing touch being a bit of concern right now for the Blue Tigresses. I think in the last game by now, Pyari Khacha, she almost made life a living nightmare for the visitors. But as said before, that India, they have made quite a few changes to their side. So obviously, they should be hoping that things go all right with the youngsters. It's more important for these youngsters to show that they have what it takes to don the blue threads. This is an opportunity from the right. Decent bit of work out there for Lingdekim. Lingdekim sends it into the box. But again, nicely cleared away. Rimpa Haldar with a long ranger of hers. The idea was to try and find Shivani Devi at the left. But again, kind of too much of sting on that delivery as it goes out of the bounds for another goal kick, Junaid.
That's right. Like we've been pointing out, it's a pretty young side. With a lot of 17, 18, 19-year-olds making their debut in their second international game. On the other side, Maldives have got a lot of experienced pros out there in the middle. Aminat Lisa, one of the experienced internationals for Maldives. Here's India again. This time Aruna Bagh goes back. Here's Shibani for Kajal. Back with Shibani. Shibani with a cross. Trying to switch and play, get it towards the right side. Falls to a blue shirt once again. Playing a high line at the moment. The cross comes in. Again finds a red shirt. Has given away. The chance now! Slotted home beautifully. Lingen Dekim. The first game, and what a start to an international career here for this young girl. They were been knocking on the door here, Rohit.
Goal for
And India draw first blood.
jersey number 20. Link taken.
Clinical strike at the far post. I mean, take a look at this. She waited for the ball to just get itself slotted into her stride. And then she didn't need a second invitation. A thunderous hit and no chance whatsoever for Aminat Lisa, who was kind of scrambling at thin air as the ball rattled itself into the back of the net. We were talking about the lack of precision when it comes to the finishing touches, but looks like Lingdekim, she's finally found the calling. 2 arms, and she's ensured the fact that India is the one drawing first blood on that occasion. A great strike, and I think that goal was a long time coming. It was more of like Maldives delaying the inevitable. This time the referee blowing the whistle. Ranjita Tekcham was a part of the officials group in the last game as well. Quite a seasoned campaigner. No wonder officiating an international friendly. It will need the best of incumbents, and that's exactly why she's out there calling the shots in India. At the same time, hoping to score more, hoping to get the floodgates open. That's a long ranger, and that's a lovely shot on the volley. A phenomenal enterprise there from Shubhani Devi. Had it been on target, that would have been a screaming finish. Unfortunate, however.
That's right, that was very well taken. Couldn't quite keep it on target. Was getting tough with the angle. Aminat Lisa would have been beaten for the second time in a span of about a few minutes. 14 minutes into the first half. That's given away. Kajal D'Souza. Can she finish it off? Oh, what an absolute screamer. Makes the moment completely. A defensive mistake. Falling into the feet of Kajal D'Souza,
Jersey number 20.
who gives India some sort of cushion in the first quarter. What a start to the game here, Rohit.
It took longer for the Blue Tigresses to open the floodgates than the last game, but looks like the floodgates are finally open, and the Blue Tigresses, they are storming in. Once again, being at the right place at the right time, Kajal D'Souza. The moment the ball fell at her feet, all she had to do was just pull the trigger, and she made no mistake in doing so, propelling India to a crucial 2-0 cushion. That's a decent snatch there from Shivani Devi. Might go for a long ranger, in fact sets it up. And that is a lovely shot, and despite the best of enterprises from Aminat Lisa, the shot from Lingdekim was powerful enough to breach the defenses for the third time. India now secures a 3-0 cushion, and they are running absolute riot here in Bengaluru. Once again, it is the Blue Tigresses roaring louder than ever.
Well, that defense line has been caught napping. Defensive errors one after the other. And what a finish. A brace on debut for Lingi Dekim. What a start to the game. Took a bit of time to settle in. Once they found their feet in, the girls in blue have been absolutely relentless in the first 15-16 minutes here. Shifting it wide towards the left, finds Shubhani again. Bit of a heavy first touch. As it rolls through all the way back to Aminat Lisa. Lingdekim with the second of the afternoon. Will they have some sort of repost here? Maldives look like they started this game in a much better note. For all the talks about how better they've got, they've ended up conceding. Here's another opportunity. Shubhani manages to pull it back. Cross comes in, header! There's a deflection and finds the back of the net. Fourth of the afternoon, and India have come out with all guns blazing. Have continued from where they left off in the last fixture. And what a disastrous start this is turning out to be for Maldives here, Rohit.
Team India.
Well, a bit of a heartbreak, an element of misfortune. Sangeeta Basford's header out there taking a thick deflection off a counterpart, Hawa Hanifa, as the ball gets into the back of the net. It was a slow start in terms of finding the back of the net vis-a-vis the last game. But now it looks like the Blue Tigresses, they have found the rhythm that they are looking forward to. And the Maldives defense, it's coming apart at the seams. They are giving the ball away way too cheaply. Sangeeta Basford on the ball again. And she wanted to release that to the extreme right. Looks like the referee's played advantage. Ball still stays with India. And finally the referee forced to blow a whistle on that occasion as Hawa Hanifa, the captain of Maldives, will need a bit of medical attention. But what a start this has been for India. And that midfield, which had a bit of stutter for India early on, now looks like a very well-oiled, full-firing unit altogether. And that is exactly where the attacks are taking birth for the women in blue. That is exactly where, or what has been the cradle of the Indian belligerents up front. A great start for the hosts as expected, and 4 goals in quick succession. Looks like we are just warming up for another goal fest to come from the Blue Tigresses.
That's right, they've made a couple of changes in the back line from their previous fixture. Shafa and Ravina were left out. Rishma and Safia came in that back line. Of course, front forward, Faiha was out and Insha Adam got her place. Did made a couple of changes up top as well in terms of the starting positions. Rania, who started out from left, was pushed to forward. And Mariam came back into that midfield. It has been no change in terms of how the games have panned out. Conceded as many as 8 in the first half in the last fixture. We've already conceded 4 in the first 20 minutes. And Linthoy Devi has been tested just once rather. Back on her feet now and ready to go. So 20 minutes into the first half in India. With their noses right in front, 4-0 is what they lead this game.
India now just keeping things under control, just controlling the narrative and the tempo of this game. And as you can see, the starting 11 for both the sides still pretty much intact. No changes made by both the powerhouses in play in India. And looks like it's going to be a goal kick. Kind of went a bit too haywire on that occasion.
Goes out of the play for a throw-in. Here's Viksit for Rimpa. Just dabs it back. Here's Haruna. Stepped up. On the turn against is Rimpa. Trying to find a through ball. Draws in a clearance. Backline is looking much more coordinated now for India. Here's Maldives now on the ball. This is Fatima Insha Adam. Trying to whack it towards Mariam Rifa. Ends up conceding the possession. Here's India now through Shabani, who's dropped deep. Here's Kajal again making that run towards the left. Scanning for options, squares it up nicely. First touch. A shot comes in from the distance, goes well over. It was Rimpa Halda with that strike. Looks like we are in for a goal fest here, Rohit.
If there's one thing that we can be sure of is that India, they are going to press hard. They are going to press high. It's as simple as that. They have understood one thing, that the Maldives defense is not really well. That's another cheap concession. And Shivani Devi, decent bit of combination. Kajol D'Souza plays it to Rimpa Haldar. Switches it to the left. Another cross being delivered. Shivani Devi back to Sangeeta Basfor. Sangeeta plays it to the right now. Decent bit of passing, but intercepted on that occasion by Maldives. All the way back to the Indian defenders. Mehbam Devi. Mehbam plays it to the left again. Taking their time, and I think with 4 goals up, and the Blue Tigresses, they are in no rush, they are in no hurry. Yes, there was a bit of early worry for them. However, that has been taken care of. And slowly and steadily now, Sangeeta Basford dropping deep, Rimpa Haldar. Both of them played together in the women's NFC. So obviously, knows a thing or two about chemistry between each other, knows exactly what the expected positions are going to be. Back to Rimpa. Rimpa switches it to that central channel, controls that. Viksit Bara starting the game today. Wasn't a part of the starting 11 in the last game, but did come in. And now Kajol D'Souza from range might let one fly. No, in fact sets up Lingdekim again. And the resultant shot going out. Looks like it's taken a deflection along the way, possibly, is it? Yes, it's taken a deflection along the way. It's going to be a corner for India, Junaid.
That's right, and a bright start from the future of Indian women's football. Likes of Lingdekim playing his first, has already scored twice. Implementing the sort of things that they are doing in the training session on the ground is what Alexander Sen did say in his pre-match interview a couple of days back after that massive win. Looks like a player is down and doesn't seem to be comfortable. And out comes medical assistance once again. 24 minutes into the first half, and it's been all India. Gives a bit of a breather for teams to just sort of reorganize themselves. What a start this is. Pretty much impressed by the likes of Viksit Bara, who's been up and down on the pitch, managed to get those crosses in every now and then. Kajal through the center has been absolute quality. And these girls in blue would like to continue the way they have performed up until now. All set for a restart. Maldives, of course, would like to come back here into the contest. It hasn't been a happy tour so far for them. We've already conceded 18 in total. Still a long way to go. Can they try and find a response? Can they try and find that target at least once? Aminat Liza will get things moving with that goal kick. Again finds Lingdekim. Is Kajal making that run? Takes the shot, a grounder from the distance. Wasn't going to trouble Aminat Liza from there on.
Junaid, being very honest, I've been mighty impressed the way Lingdekim has played so far. I mean, she's been circling around that final third like an absolute predator who's hungry for chances. Every single time the ball's fallen at her feet, she's rang the alarm bell loud enough. It's going to be another throw in here for the Blue Tigresses. They'll take their time. They are in no rush. They're just trying to slow the tempo down because it is kind of creating that own wheelhouse of theirs, asking Maldives to step into it. Sangeeta Basfor on the ball. Sangeeta involves Rimpa. Plays it all the way back. And now Mehbam Devi come out of a line. This can be trouble once again. Mehbam Devi was out of a line. And looks like India has conceded for the first time in the last 6 games. Maldives have scored, and it's a massive moment, a historic moment for the Maldives women. It looks like it is none other than Mariam Rifa, who struggled time and time again and trying to play a high line out here. Mehbam Devi, she's left her goal exposed, and as a result, she pays a very hefty price, Junaid.
That's right, that was nicely struck in the end. Might have been under pressure. They did manage to look like conceding in the first 5 minutes. That has been kept on target by Mariam Rifa and completely against the run of play. Maldives have had a response. That's the point Joachim Alexanderson was trying to make. He'll have to try and figure out the defensive positions. Backline is playing for the first time together. Shivani, Viksit, Thoibisana and Aruna. They'll learn from this. Nevertheless, a very good comeback of sorts in the game for Maldives. They've been struggling to get the ball in the final third, let alone taking those shots on target. Mariam Rifa, the moment she found the ball in her feet, just let it go through. Here's Maldives again. Gets dispossessed. Here's Mariam again, plays it down the line. Taken out by Sangeeta Basfor. Back with the girls in blue. 3 shots, 2 landing on target for the visitors. 11 with 4 on target. Those 4 resulting in goals for Team India. This Mariam again, this time gets dispossessed. Here's Rimpa scanning for options. Draws in a clearance. Seem to be oozing in confidence at the moment are Maldives here, Rohit. That goal. Feel like they can definitely get in one more here.
Kajal D'Souza through that centre field did have a shy for the shooting lane. Kept in play at the right. Cross comes in and it eludes everyone in the process. Shivani Devi trying to get hold of the ball. And as you said, Junaid, that one goal definitely, we all know that goals can play a crucial role in imbuing anyone with confidence. So for Maldives as well, this is a massive moment. They've scored against a strong team like India, but you also have to understand that team, the defenders, they're pairing up for the first time. They're coming together as a team for the first time. So obviously, they'll need some time to get themselves into motion, to get the wheels up and running. And most importantly, most of the players, they are pretty much under 20. So obviously, it goes without saying they're all youngsters. And Alexanderson, he's trying to make a team for the future. That's another long ball over the top. And Kajal D'Souza trying to get close to the ball. A bit of clumsy defending there from Maldives. Falls back for Shivani Devi, who goes for a shot. A bit of a wobble. The Taminat Lisa won't really make much of a hash of it. Collects that without breaking a sweat. Half an hour gone, and as things stand, India still cruising comfortably ahead 4-1. Kind of racked up a tempest altogether in a span of 5 to 7 minutes, racking up those 4 goals. But I think India, they will be hoping not to concede anymore, despite the fact that it is a defense that's playing for the first time. Of course, it will have kinks that will have to be ironed out. But I think this is exactly where Joachim Alexanderson will have to come in. He'll have to tell the team that it's okay, it's nothing to be ashamed of, or it's nothing to feel bad about. You're playing an international fixture, things can happen to you. You got to be ready for all circumstances. Hawa Hanifa with the throw, Rimpa Haldar with the clearance, and India now going for that Route 1 brand of football. Bit of an acrobatic clearance there. And before Rimpa Haldar could snatch possession for herself, Maldives once again looking good. Releases the ball for the far right. And it's a long chase here for Mariam Rifa. That will eventually go out of play, resulting in a goal kick for India, Junaid.
That's right. They are losing in confidence at the moment. I've seen quite a few occasions the ball coming into the final third. Haruna Bak, that clearance there. It's like it's going to be a long throw in. Finds a red shirt, tries to cross in. Linthoy Devi with the collection. There would have been nerves dangling in before the kickoff. A lot of players from the under 20 squad, from the under 20 setup, getting their first chance to play the senior international. Done well. We're bound to make those mistakes. There's just going to be a learning curve for a lot of these girls as Rimpa Halda marches forward. Another chance inside the box. Lays it off. Rimpa again. Couldn't quite get the clearance right on that occasion. Maldives. Here's Vixit for Shabani. Vixit again and couldn't quite keep inside the play area there. The point that I was trying to make, Rohit, was it's going to be a good learning curve for a lot of these girls, 17, 18, 19. And the experience that they would carry from here is going to be absolute phenomenal.
Goes without saying, Junaid. Of course, this is a massive step for all these youngsters, and I think even in the last game, I pointed this out that this international fixture, this national team debut for these youngsters, it's also a statement from Joachim Alexanderson that if you can perform, yes, there is quite a bright future for you going forth. Here's another chance. Shivani Devi lays it into the stride of Sangeeta Basford. Sangeeta plays it to the far right, nicely interceded there by Maldives. India not really trying to muscle themselves up front. Aruna Bag plays it to Rimpa. Rimpa switches it to the right. Yeah, again, miscued on that occasion. Maldives, they win the possession back. Back for Aruna Bag. Aruna does well to go a long way forward. In fact, to the edge of the box itself. Aruna might go for a shot, but nicely blocked away. Danger still not over. The ball lingers around in the box and the cross comes in. Hammers the woodwork and goes out of play. And once again, after a long time, India bursting to life and trying to test the solidity of Aminat Liza. But thankfully, the woodwork coming in between India and goal number 5.
Been quite a few instances that scoreline is where it is at because of that crossbar. Pooja there with that strike. Before that was a brilliant run coming in from Aruna Bag. Stepping forward. The driving run and shot that ricocheted. Falls to Pooja. Managed to keep it on target. The direction could have been slightly better. Here's Maldives now. Trying to collaborate forward. Ends up conceding the possession. Here's Shabani. Some space to work with. Switches towards the other side. Maldives get the possession back. Here's Vixit. And looks like Mariam Rifa is down on the ground. He's holding her right shoulder. Some medical help arrives once again on the pitch. Looks like a few minutes of calm for the mayhem that just preceded it. It was goals left, right and centre for India and Maldives with that one strike from Mariam Rifa. Still got 9 minutes left in the regulation time. India have asked questions of that Maldives backline every time they've got the ball in their feet.
India, they are obviously looking in great touch. 4-1. They would have hoped for more goals. Youngsters coming into the play with quite a few changes. I think it goes without saying that for now they'll have to rely on whatsoever sources they have at their end. Sangeeta Basford, one of the senior players of the team, donning the captain's armband for a reason and has looked in good touch. So far, the numbers 61% ball possession for India, Maldives with 39% of it. And I think Maldives, they'll have to start small. That's another lovely forward release, but this time Aminat Liza coming out of a line, collecting the ball before Kajol D'Souza could have actually laid claim to it. And yes, I think for Maldives, it's going to be very, very important. 15 shots taken by India, 3 taken by Maldives. One of them found the back of the net as well. And India, 4 of them got slotted in. A decent bit of work and a very good back flick. Falling for Sangeeta Basford. Now it looks like there's a bit of a lack of chemistry for India going forward, because if you take a look at this now, the forwards, they aren't exactly circling around each other. Feels like they are kind of coming together in patches. They'll have to come together in numbers and spades just to show that chemistry that we witnessed in the last game as well. Of course, there's a massive chasm when it comes to the rankings of these two teams. India ranked 69 in the FIFA women's ranking. Maldives, on the contrary, they are ranked 163rd. So, yes, quite a significant bit of road for them to travel. India, all the way from the back, and now trying to create something, which is always a good sign, always a good opportunity. Now, decent exchanges, and by the time Hawa Hanifa came forward, she was not under control. The ball takes a sharp deflection off her and goes out for a throw in, Junaid.
That's right. Here's Sangeeta. Just give it away. Aruna Bag to the rescue. Keeps the possession again. Finds Mariam Rifa. Here's Safia. Trying to bring it forward. Viksit Bara takes it. A bit sloppy from both the sides. Trying to go for a long ball and find the run coming in from Mariam Rifa. Rania Ibrahim, beg your pardon. Lintoy goes long this time. Kajal D'Souza making that advancing run. He's playing on the shoulder of the centre back. It's going to be another throw in for India. Settled the nerves a bit. Maldives with that one goal. They've looked decent in patches. It's all about putting those patchy performances into one good final end product. Here's Viksit Bara. Plays it down the line, finds Kajol. Back with Sangeeta. Switches to the right and finds Shivani. Plays it straight down the line and finds Lingdekim. There's been an absolute live wire from that side of the pitch. Looks for options. The cross comes in. The shot comes in now and finds the back of the net. Beautifully slotted. Pooja with her first of the afternoon, and India amongst goals once again here, Rohit.
A beautiful finish out there, and once again, the positional advantage out there. Not the best of clearances. Pooja kept her eyes on the ball till the very last moment, and when it arrived at her feet, she pulled the trigger hard enough to make it 5-1. Just the kind of momentum that India would have hoped for going into the breather. Still 5 minutes of regulation time remaining, and whatsoever gets added on, 4 minutes to be precise, in fact. Can India get a couple of goals more, or maybe India can get another goal out here? That's only going to make life a lot more difficult for Maldives. In the last game, India, they went on to score 8 goals in the first half and 6 in the second. And India has already scored 5 in this one in the first half. Even though they could have done better, but let's keep this in mind that India will have to take their time. Right now, It's about getting the youngsters into groove. It's about giving these youngsters a feel of an international fixture, trying to test that mindset of theirs. Maldives threatening from the left, and this time nicely played into the box out there. But Sangeeta Basfor dropping down to ensure the fact that India had the numbers required to clear their danger lines. And whatsoever threat so far has emanated from Maldives, it has centered around the one and only Mariam Rifa. Throw in from Hawa Hanifa. And once again goes out. Off play for another throw in. And all the way back to Maibam Devi. She collects that without breaking a sweat. Could have been another difficult call altogether, but this time Maibam Devi maintaining her position, maintaining her line. And now all the way to the far right as India controls possession. And slowly and steadily pushes it further forward. That's a decent bit of work out there. Coming in from Ling De Kim after a long time. Ling De Kim, she set it up into the galloping stride of Sangeeta Basfor. And a consistent tussle between the Indian marauders and the Maldives defenders. And eventually Maldives gets their danger lines cleared. No sweat broken. But India looking firmly in control, Junaid.
That's right, they've got assurance with that scoreline. Try and do things a bit differently. Here's now another link up between Shivani and Kajal D'Souza. Some space to work with for Shivani. Goes through with a shot and pulls in a save out of Aminat Liza. That was another brilliant strike. Whenever she's got the ball, she's looked absolutely threatening, whether it's the crossing or the shots from the distance. Good save at the end for Aminat Liza. Hasn't had a very good day so far. Again, trying to manufacture something from the back. Volley clearance there from Maldives. Another India throw-in as we enter into the last minute of the regulation time in the first half. 5-1 is what the scoreline reads in India's favour. No doubt for another throw-in. Maisha Abdul Hanan. Sangeeta for Kajal. Prods it back. Ends up conceding the possession away. Just lets it roll through. What do you think Joachim Alexanderson would be thinking about the first half here, Rohit? Because they've got the goals, but have conceded that one in the process. And defensive position, he's been very off. He's been talking about it. And conceding that one goal may have just let him down, should I say?
I think that's going to be the main topic of discussion when they go back. I think Joachim Alexanderson will have to. Another long ranger comes floating in the box. Shivani Devi, she'll try and keep it in. And does well to go for that outside dodge. A very difficult angle at her disposal. But someone like Shivani Devi, she doesn't miss. And what a phenomenal strike. A very slender shy at goal. And hammered it clinically to make it half a dozen for the Blue Tigresses. And I think whatsoever discussions must have been going through the minds of Joachim Alexanderson, that can be parked for a second or two. Because for now, it's all Shivani Devi who will be ruling the roost with the beauty, with a clinical precision of a sensational finish like that, Junaid.
That's right, beaten on the near post. The angle was getting tighter. Still manages to squeeze in there, Shivani Devi. Whenever she's got the ball, she's looked threatening going forward. It's linked up beautifully with the likes of Kajal. On that occasion, find the narrowest of spaces. And that was just enough for her. 6-0 is what the scoreline in India's favour. Got about 20 seconds left in the stoppages. Another one down, and medical help is out there in the centre. What a game we've had. 14-0 on the 30th December. Now, a very good start to the calendar year for the Blue Tigresses. And as the young guns, the likes of Lingrit Kim, Pooja, of course, getting on the score sheet, Shivani. Definitely would want to carry on from here.
A look at how that injury happened. Bit of a clip and also a free kick, kind of a last roll of the dice before the whistle for the first half goes in, repelled away by Maldives. And looks like they will not take any further risk. And with that, we come to the end of what has been an electric first half for the hosts. India, they've called the shots. I think Mohammad Nizam, he'll be okay with how things have proceeded, particularly after getting a goal for themselves. And that's the halftime scoreline. India 6, Maldives 0. Linked came with a brace. Kajol D'Souza, Sangeeta Basfor, Pooja and Shivani Devi with a goal apiece. And it's Mariam Rifa who scored that solitary goal for Maldives, giving them hope, giving them a bit of courage. A quick look at the highlights of what has been an entertaining first half. India, they started pulling the strings early, but then they had their challenges in opening up the goal mouth. Mehbam Devi was in a bit of early pressure, but did well to recover, did well to backtrack. And from there on, India started calling the shots emphatically, hammered the woodwork once. It was another good looking chance, and once again it was Mariam Rifa trying to probe the solidity of Mehbam Devi. Post which India, they had no hesitation in pulling the trigger over and over again and making Maldives pay for the early aggression. Chances galore actually. Initially it was at both ends. But once India, they found the back of the net through Kajol D'Souza. From there on, it was only a descent into madness for Maldives.
And this was Kajal. Again, a defensive mistake. Couldn't quite get the lines cleared. Fell straight into the feet of Kajal D'Souza, and Aminat Liza wasn't in a position to put something behind that one. And then Lingde Kim got a strong hand to it, but not strong enough to prevent that one from going into the back of the net. And a deflection. Pretty unfortunate there. The skipper, Hawa Hanifa, the cross comes in. Sangeeta Basfor got ahead to it. Straight into her opposite number. Couple of injury concerns on the way. And Lingde Kim on that occasion, forcing a corner out. And gains a run of play completely. Mariam Rifa in an open goal. Slotted home beautifully. First of the afternoon for the girls in red. Enjoyed that moment. And Shibani has tested Aminat Liza on quite a few occasions right throughout the first half. And Pooja getting into the act, hitting the woodwork. And then again, defensive mistake, not getting the clearance right. Falling straight into the lap of Pooja. Slotted home beautifully. And just before the break, Shibani taking a strike at the target. Couldn't quite get in the right side of Rizal on that occasion, but moments after, beating Aminat Lisa on her near post. And that's the halftime stats. India leading the game by 6 goals to nil. 59% of the ball has been enjoyed by the home side. 41% to Maldives. 18 shots with 10 landing on target for India. 4 with 2 on target for Maldives, resulting in 1 goal. 4 saves. Aminat Lisa had to make just 1 for Lintoy Devi. 3 corners to India. 1 foul to India and 2 conceded by Maldives. No cards in the game as yet. So that's the halftime scoreline at the moment. Maldives 1, India 6. It's going to be another interesting second half coming our way. Stay tuned with us.
Hello, everyone. We welcome you back for the second half of this contest as India dukes it out with Maldives in the center. This has been quite a start for the hosts once again. And as things stand, the Indian women, they have done a phenomenal job so far. They are leading 6-1 at the end of the first half. And it goes without saying, well, obviously, like to compound the cushion further as we get ready for the upcoming 45 minutes of action. Just to give you all a quick heads up, Maldives, they're on your screen dressed in red. The Blue Tigresses, they'll be arriving in the yard shortly. Quite a few changes to the hosts ahead of this fixture. And so far, it has actually looked good despite bringing out in the center a very young side. And once again, joining me, Rohit Ganguly, in the commentary box is Junaid Ahmed. Welcome back, Junaid, and a very good evening.
Thank you, Rohit. Very good evening to all the viewers watching this game live. And another anomaly, another very good start to India, continuing their run of form in the previous fixture. Rested out quite a few seniors. Couple of changes.
Jersey number 5,
Simran Gurung is coming on,
jersey number 6 out,
and so is Sangeeta Devi.
jersey number 16 in,
Like to have more game time to all the players involved who are sitting out on the bench. Rested the likes of Pyari Khakha, Linda Com, Dangme Grace, one of the most experienced pros, of course, Sanju Yadav. Despite all of that, the young guns have come out with all guns blazing. Got themselves some cushion, and on your screens, Ling Dae Kim has been an absolute live wire in the first half. Scored a brace. It's looking good for plenty more in the second half, as Maldives get things moving in the second set of 45. Clear the lines. Here's Shabani. Been an absolute threat from wide on the left. From Maldives' standpoint, should have a very good, a very strong start to the second half, should I say. Here's Shivani. Trying to get into Rimpa Halda. Rimpa back on the ball. Brilliant feed there. Switches towards the left. Finds a red shirt on the way. Here's Simran with her first touch. Gets it towards Shibani. The cross comes in. Good defensive work there to start the second half from Maldives' perspective, Rohit.
Yeah, I think what has been contrasting for the Blue Tigresses from the last game is whenever they were up, whenever they were roaring and they were, looking for those shots, mapping for the players up front, they always had the numbers present. But today, somehow, it has been kind of a couple of players who have called the shots for the Indian women. One of them definitely has been Shivani Devi, who has operated from the left and trying to come in from the right. It has been more of a shuffle. At times, Sangeeta Basfor has switched to the right, or at times, Rimpa Haldar as well has moved on. Ling Dekim has looked good from the right as well. So the player on that right wing hasn't exactly been consistent enough, which is again a note to the versatility of the Indian players, particularly considering the young guns that India is sporting right now. I think these are great signs for the upcoming days. It all the way to the left, slowly and steadily, just trying to make her way through that center field. Here's a chance, and the goalkeeper, Aminat Liza, came storming out to deny India what could have been another free way to goal number 7. Still, good enough for India, and they'll be happy with the proceedings, Junaid.
Well, I think they've had a good start, and I'm pretty sure they'll be satisfied with how things have proceeded so far. Of course, definitely want to have a few more chances towards the goal. Want to make sure they get a better communication in that back line. Viksit Bara, Arunag, Toibi Sana, and Shivani playing for the first time together. A lot of debuts. Just going to get them much better as they go along into their careers. We've been saying right from the get-go, it's a very young side. 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds have been handed their first India cap. As many as 8 were given the cap in the last fixture and in this one. Trying to rest out a few accomplished players, the likes of Dangmere Grace with 80 India caps. The point that you were trying to make. The last game started with Pyari Khakha and Linda Kom, who play for Odisha FC. And those two link up beautifully between themselves. But today, it's all about these girls out there in the middle. Scramping run coming in from Rimpa, who's eating up the ground. Has got options waiting towards the left. Still Rimpa. Is put under pressure by that back line. Rimpa with the cross towards the far post. Pooja scans for options, goes to the back and finds Viksit. Couldn't quite keep things moving. And that draws a challenge. Stayed on the ground. It looked like Rimpa was just running away with it, Rohit. Just was the cross that never came in.
Yeah, it was an exquisite run from the right. The way she sped past, the way she controlled the ball with that first touch of hers, that was absolutely top flight stuff there from Rimpa Haldar. We have already seen sparks of brilliance from this young woman hailing all the way from West Bengal. The kind of goals that she scored in the Senior Women's National Football Championship, I think that is a blazing ode to her greatness. They're now coming all the way from the right. Here's an opportunity again. Lingde Kim does well to get past Hawa Hanifa and just kind of overpowering that second touch of hers. Great opportunity, but nonetheless, India still tussling for the ball. And it's going to go all the way back to Viksit Bara. And it's good to see that these young players coming together. I think the under-17, the under-20 camp, those were recently concluded. They really reaped quite handsome dividends for the India women, because the last year hasn't exactly been great for them. I mean, yes, of course, they did try their best, but the kind of results that they were looking forward to, that didn't come their way. So all these camps now getting conducted, all the state competitions, the Indian Women's League, which is supposed to start from the January 10th, the latest edition of the tournament, with a clash between the defending champions Odisha FC and East Bengal. I think all these tournaments, they are playing an instrumental part in honing the women of India, and they are looking in great touch. Mohammad Nizam not really happy out here, hoping that her women will put a much more solidified front in front of the unceasing brilliance. And looks like a yellow card has been shown, the first of the game, and a bit of collapse as well coming in from Safia Rafa. And it was Rimpa Halda who has been taken into the books of the referee. Again, football being a body contact game, it was more of an entanglement of boots. Rimpa trying to just wriggle free, kind of pressing the accelerator a bit too much, resulting in that yellow card, Junaid.
That's right, and he was very well placed to call the shots on that occasion. Was the referee. Bit of a breather as medical assistance is again out there in the middle. Been a few starts and stops due to injury concerns, and that hasn't deterred the girls in blue. They've been absolutely relentless. The moment they got the first goal of the game, there have been goals left, right and centre. Definitely wasn't the start as they had in the first fixture. That's Mohammad Nizam, the head coach of the Maldives side. former player himself with 39 international caps, 9 goals. He's been coach of the year twice for Maldives. Back live. Falls to the blue shirts once again. Scoring away with the run. Here's Simran shifting towards the left. Draws in another clearance. Viksit against Mariam. Here's Maldives. Something to work with for them. Much better coordination from that back line this time. Here's Viksit with the ball now, looking for better options. Here's Rimpa. Switches wide on the right. Was expecting the run from Pooja to come in. Goes out of the play for a throw in. 54 minutes into the game, and India are with some sort of insurance, some sort of cushion in their banks. Still a very healthy margin. Maldives now chasing the game right from the moment they conceded those 4 goals. Here's Pooja again, linking up beautifully with Rimpa Halder. Disentangles herself from the defense. Here's Rimpa now. Trying to drive forward. Pooja with a cross. A header comes in. Just wide of the target. That would have been an absolute stunner from Simran Gurung.
Mark my words,
making
Junaid
those
Simran.
inroads from
Well, apologies for that, Junaid. I think a bit of an interception. And yeah, mark my words, believe me, Simran Gurung, she's an absolute predator inside the box. Whenever you give her a whiff, she'll come at you with a claws and fangs band. Nonetheless, all the way back to Toijam Chanu. And India now kind of upping the speed slightly. Just hoping to find that, hoping to find the back of the net in the second half. A bit of a high boot there, but looks like the referee shall deem it okay. In the second half, the Indian women, yes, they have fired a couple of warning shots, but truth be told, the kind of precision and the kind of numbers that you would need inside the box to try and flip the crosses in, India hasn't really had them. There's a chance for them. Lays it back, goes for a long ranger, but Kajol D'Souza, she got it onto her weak foot. That's a left foot of hers. Couldn't really place that on target, Junaid.
That's right, and bringing back to the point that you made in the first half, Lingde Kim always finds herself into the right side of spaces to try and affect the game. Every time the ball has been played into the final third, on more than one occasion, she's made sure she gets to the end of it. It's just been the finishing that she's probably been trying to work on. She's managed a couple of goals, has looked good for plenty more. Here's again on the ball. This time Pooja, shot comes in and finds the back of the net. And what a hat-trick it is. Lingde Kim on debut with 3 goals inside the first hour. What a display of football this is from the blue shirts here, Rohit.
That's a scorching finish out there. And this time it was 2v2. Right into the galloping stride of Linda Kim. And all she had to do was just be relentless with that finishing of hers. And what a sensational hit to make it 7-1. The Indian women once again making a mockery of Maldives out there. Too easy for them. And despite time and time again running into the gates, this time they had a sniff of the goal. And Linda Kim, she was brimming with confidence. She was not going to let out on that one. Simran Gurung from the left. Decent bit of work. Cross comes in. Opportunity, and the ball somehow stays out. That's quizzical and startling to say the least. What a good chance here for India. A flashing delivery right in front of the goal. There were 2 Indian attackers looking out for that opportunity, and somehow both of them misses out a tap in. But nonetheless, an excellent chance in the making, and good defending there from Maldives as well. It was Hawa Hanifa with that interception, Junaid.
It's a tidal wave of blue shirts every time they march forward, getting into that final third. Not quite sure if that would work once again. It has happened a couple of times in the first half. Pooja was a brilliant cross down the far post. Pooja got into a very good position. Yes, that's right. Again, that could have been an easy finish from Pooja's perspective. Was being absolutely brilliant in the first half. No opportunity presented, couldn't quite grab hold of it. A throw in. And hustling for the ball. Lingdekim. Oh, on the turn, takes a shot, rattles the crossbar. Simran Gurung once again coming to the party. What a start this is for her in the game. Headed out wide and on the turn. Struck first time. Well, that score line could have been vastly different the way you are seeing it at the moment on your screens. 3 or 4 times the Blue Tigresses have managed to hit the woodwork. Another opportunity and slot it home beautifully. Who else but Lingde Kim with 4th of the afternoon for this girl who's on her debut here. And India on the course for a lot more here, Rohit.
Make no mistake, that was poetry in motion from Linda Kim. That first touch was an effortless work of brilliance. All she had was that first touch. She knew that if there was an iota of mistake that would have been committed, then she would have lost out that opportunity. But today, she's breathing fire like a dragon soaring high in the skies in the threads of the Indian women. And when you give a chance like that to her, she's not going to let them squeeze away. A sensational finish, and possibly for me, it is going to be the goal of the evening. I mean, the kind of first touch that you need, the kind of control that you need, it was out there. And now India slowly and steadily trying to break free from the clutches. Rimpa Haldar speeding past a couple of Maldives defenders. Rimpa looking for the ball. Linda came with an exquisite inside dodge. Sets it up in the stride. Another long ranger. And once again off target. A pretty emasculated enterprise there from Pooja. I think Linda Kim, she would have been hoping for this one to be buried 6 feet into the back of the net.
It's a good move there. Pooja was operated more from the right. Shifted out towards a bit more central. Linda Kim with a setup. Pooja couldn't quite keep it on target. And for that goal, it was a delightful ball with right weight on the pass from Kajal D'Souza, who's been absolutely sublime with her passing options in these 2 games, as well as in the IWL last season. Plays for Setu FC. Provided some delightful assists in that campaign as well. Scored a brace in the last fixture. This time deciding to go all the way back. Here's Viksit. He's had a very good first half. Was up and down on the pitch, trying to get those crosses in. Sanjita Devi for Shivani. Here's Pooja dropping deep. Back with Sanjita. Find some space to work with. Here's Pooja, does well to keep the ball. Prods it down the line. Here's Lingde Kim again on the ball. Skittles away with the run, squares it up perfectly. Another chance for India, another goal for India. A Simran Gurung this time on the score sheet. Puts a number to her name as far as the goals are concerned. And 9th for the Blue Tigresses, Rohit. They are just running away with it.
Oh, they have run away with it a long time ago. This was another masterclass. This was an epitome of teamwork. And Lingde Kim, she has been the nexus of all the Indian attacks. Once again, the way she steered around on the far right, the way she teed off her teammate, that was absolutely brilliant. And looks like it's going to be another change for Team India. It's going to be Bhumika Devi making her way to the centre. And Rimpa Haldar, who's had an extraordinary hour of football, definitely will be doing the rounds. when Joachim Bernd Alexanderson makes his team for the next international fixtures. But what a display this has been from the Blue Tigresses. I mean, taking a leaf out of the last game, taking a leaf out of the relentless, unsparing belligerence that was shown by India in the last game as well. Once again, they have come firing on all cylinders. A display that screams harmony, a display that screams some impeccable chemistry from the Indian youngsters, and more importantly, a display that has shown that how solid India tactically has been. A bit of a push from the back, right in front of the referee's eyes, and the referee quickly blowing the whistle, awarding a free kick to India.
And a display that has shown a lot of promise going into the future of Indian women's football, right in front of our eyes. Likes of Lingde Kim, Kajal D'Souza, you name it. They all have put their hands up and have come out with a performance every Indian would be absolutely proud of. Bhumika Devi has come on in place of Rimpa Haldar and is into action straight away. Goes through with a shot straight at Aminat Liza. Very experienced pro Aminat Liza, 36-year-old, has been a part of Maldives team for a long time. Like I said just before the kickoff, it's the exuberance of youth against the experience of Maldives. And those are the numbers telling the story of how things have panned out. 18 shots in the first half for the home side, 7 already in the second half for Maldives. And second half, just been a sorry story so far.
Back with India, and I think a very nice encapsulation you did there, India. You did there, Junaid. The exuberance of youth locking horns with experience of Maldives. I think that's true, but the young guns, they've looked great, and here can be another chance. A thunderbolt coming from range, but this time Aminat Liza putting all her experience to the fore, collects that comfortably enough. And I think once again it has been the understanding amongst the players. I think what has been really incredible for me, Junaid, is that despite playing for the first time, the way these Indian players have played, despite playing for the first time together, what I mean is, like, there are lots of debutants coming in, and when you have so many debutants in your side, and the way they have operated, the way they have played, the way they have shown the chemistry amongst themselves, I think it has been absolutely top notch. And quality like this is what gives us hope that we actually have a very bright future coming up for us. Don't you think so, Junaid?
Well, that's right. And the sort of coordination we have seen right throughout both the games. And the change for Maldives, Mariam Rifa, the goal scorer, perhaps the only goal scorer so far on their tour, is going to make way for Ali Hassan. Faiha Ali Hassan plays as a forward, like replacement. Back to the point that you're trying to make, it gives us a lot of hope. Of course, playing for the first time, a lot of changes, chopping and changing to try and test out the players who are under that development phase with the under-17s, under-20s. And the coordination that they've shown is absolutely second to none. Likes of Pyari, Linda, sitting out, Dang McGrace, of course. All these young girls getting their first chance, and how well they've grabbed that opportunity. Waiting for a throw-in. Comes in. Has that taken a deflection? How has that missed out? Here's another shot coming in. On the line clearance. Living dangerously at the moment. Another cross, and this time helped home. Simran Gurung again with her second in the second half. And India into the double digits straight away.
Goal for Team India, scored by jersey number 5.
How many more saves would that have needed? It was twice that India was denied. But finally, a delectable cross and a picture-perfect header from Simran Gurung, who was lurking in front of the goal mouth, unmarked. Believe me, Junaid, I have not seen a player being unmarked within inches of that goal line. And with that, as you said, India has now moved on to double digits. Now they'll definitely be eyeing for that 14 goal mark that they scored in the last game, possibly try and better it. But I think what Alexanderson is going to be delighted about is the kind of football that India has played, the kind of body language that the youngsters have shown, the hunger, the urgency, the intensity that these Indian women have knitted together in the center. I think that deserves the highest of accolades. And no matter how many epithets we knit together to describe the brilliance of this Indian team, it would fall short. But yes, this is just the stepping stone. This is just the starting yard of a thread that's to go a long way forward. And now India coming in from the left, looking for another opportunity, twisting and turning, finds its way to Bhumika Devi. Bhumika goes in for that minus, but then it landed in a no woman's land. Back with India, slowly and steadily taking their time. Simran Gurung. Simran plays it forward. Linda Kim on the ball again, but this time Linda Kim being crowded by a melee of boots. Danger's not over. It still keeps on lingering around from the right, looking for a bit of space. Can they eventually find that shooting lane free? Sends it forward. Simran Gurung on the charge. Aminat Liza, she spilled the ball. The goal keeps on gaping, and India. And I reckon that's going to be a red card, possibly, and a penalty as well. Junaid, what do you think of this? I think she had no other choice.
Well,
She had to take one for the team.
that's right, a blatant red card there, trying to stop the ball from going into the target. Takes one for the team, like you rightly pointed out. Well, those tears definitely tell a story. Has been given the marching orders. Maisha Abdul Hanan, Simran Gurung, squaring it up nicely for Ling De Kim. That was going in for all money. Was beautifully struck, and now stretched right hand. Was beautifully placed there to spot that. And Misha Abdul Hanan, that red card, have got her side reduced to 10. "71 minutes, 10-1 is the score line. Here goes Bhumika Devi, slotted home for their 11th. Goals keep coming in for the Blue Tigresses. And first for Bhumika Devi. It's just been introduced a few minutes back. Gets on the score sheet. Goes towards the left of
Goal scored for
Aminat
India, jersey
Lisa,
number 10.
who had no chance whatsoever, Rohit.
Picture perfect penalty out there. Left the goalkeeper stranded to her position and added one more to India's already glistening tally. 19 minutes of regulation time to go, and looks like Maldives will be bringing about a change, more of a substitute change here possibly. And yes, as expected, Shiana Ahmed Zuhair, she'll be making her way to the center. She's one of those defenders who would be making way to try and bolster the Maldives defense, because they've just lost one of their players to a red card. Back with India now. And I think India, truth be told, has looked a lot more solid, a lot more, fluid in the second half. Of course, in the first half as well, they were equally brilliant. But the kind of display that we have seen in the second half, particularly from Linde Kim, I think he has been she has been absolutely instrumental. Apologies for that. And yes, now a bit of tussle for the ball. Back with India once again. Another over the top ball there. Can India keep that under control? Maldives kind of miscued on that occasion, and Hawa Hanifa, she still managed to keep the ball in, but eventually that will cross the bounds, resulting in a corner for the Blue Tigresses, Junaid.
Back to the point that you were trying to make. First half, they're really, really good. Second half, they haven't given any chance whatsoever. They've been absolutely relentless from the first whistle in the second half. Confirmation of that substitution. Shiana Ahmed Zuhair has been drafted into that back line. Try and get some sort of respectability. Crofts comes in, parried away. A chance now, Shibani. Still with India. Scooper towards the far post. Simran Gurung on the turn. Couldn't quite keep it on target. So Reddy scored 2. Looking good for a hat-trick of her own. As India brings in another change. As Juhi Singh is going to come on. And she will replace Shivani in the back line. She's had a good game, Shivani. Still got 16 minutes rather left in the regulation time. In trying to press Lingde Kim. Simran Gurung not allowing that build-up to come in. Forces Maldives to go for an airborne ball. Shivani Topo. Here's India once again. Another patient build-up. Switches towards the right. Here's Thoibi Sana. Decides to go all the way back. First touch on the turn. Kajal D'Souza for Thoibi Sana, who lobs that towards the right. Pooja was straight away onto it. Fans making sure that was parried away. Juhi with the throw in. Here's dealt well. Back with Maldives, trying to bring it forward. Back with India. Viksit. Challenge comes in. Still with India. Here's Viksit from the left. Trying to barge forward. A cross comes in. Simran Gurung on the edge of it. Couldn't quite guide it much better towards the target. Forces a save out of Aminat Liza there, Rohit.
Yeah, good looking save as well from Aminat Liza. When the ball's kind of along the carpet and it's particularly going away from you, it can be really challenging. And a quick confirmation of the goal scorers. Lingde Kim with 4 strikes. Sangeeta, Pooja, Shivani all with 1 goal apiece. Simran Gurung with a brace as well. Bhumika Devi with that spot kick that was taken a few moments ago. Maldives now, they are 10 goals down in this game. And a player down as well. Kajal D'Souza with a phenomenal strike too. So with all of this being said, I think this has been another incredible display. Still a showdown from the Blue Tigresses. They have been relentless. They have not taken any prisoners whatsoever. And I think this is the kind of start to the new calendar year of 2025 that they would have been hoping for. And the referee asking the officials to step out of the yard so that the match can be restarted. Mohammad Nizam, he'll have lots of work to do. He'll have to understand that there are lots of things that can be changed. Of course, Maldives, to be honest, they have shown promise today. Yet that is not enough to try and push back the supremacy of the Blue Tigresses. Looks like India is getting ready for another change. the best part about Joachim Alexanderson is that he keeps on talking with his players. He's very actively involved, and most importantly, he's kind of always up to his feet, always looking for the minute tweaks that can be made and the lessons that are being learned. Here's another chance. A nice bit of inside dodge, outside dodge, sends the player sprawling on the floor. Another opportunity. Lindekim fails to capitalize. Kajol D'Souza with a long ranger jams it into a melee of Maldives boots stationed just outside the goal. Can Maldives makes the most of this opportunity? They are numerically down and out in this enterprise, and that's exactly what has helped out India, coupled with the barnstorming brilliance of Mehbam Devi, who was quick to get out of a line. And India back in control, Junaid.
That's right. And talking about Joachim Alexanderson, spent a lot of time with these girls in the training sessions in the camp. I've seen a lot of the under 20 girls. It's a great decision to try and rest out some of your senior pros and give India debuts for most of them. Here's Bhumika Devi, squares it up for Kajal D'Souza. Kajal plays it straight down the line, finds Lingde Kim again, and was fouled just outside. Rather, couple more changes. Lintoy Devi is going to come off and will be placed by Ribansi Jamu and Monisha Singha,
Jersey number 20, link them out.
another under 20 player, is going to come on as well. He's had a good game, hadn't had much to do, and out comes Lingde Kim. What a game she's had! 4 goals on debut, a brilliant hat-trick. Some of these girls have got a knack of scoring those hat-tricks. 2 were scored in the first game. Linda Kom managing 4, and of course Pyari Khakha in this fixture. Lingde came. Still got about 10 minutes left in the normal time, plus the stoppages. 11-1, a huge cushion from India's standpoint. Maldives have looked better in patches. Did talk about improved mentality. Mohammad Nizam. Here's Shibani, meanwhile, from wide on the left, deciding to go with the shot. Neither here nor there in the end. We did speak about mentality and mental toughness. Rather, Rohit, we've seen improvement, but still has a lot of work to do from the Maldives football team's perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. They still have a mountain to climb, but I think, again, right now they'll have to figure out the small steps. That's a decent bit of snatch from the right. Pooja on the ball. Pooja plays it back to Juhi Singh. Juhi takes her time, eventually keeps the possession at her feet and rolls it further forward. This can be another cross in the making, and it comes up flashing in, and a timely intervention there from the captain of Maldives, denying India a free entry into the goal. Hawa Hanifa once again standing tall. Will have to show that yes, they are up for the challenge. And I think the kind of squad rotation that we have seen, the kind of player rotation that we have seen from Joachim Alexanderson also tells you about the confidence he has in his bench players as well. And the corners floated in to the mix and headed away. At the other end, it's going to be a throw-in. A long walk out there for Pooja, who will take her time now. From the left, she has been a constant operator. On the right, it looks like another injury out here for Maldives. And as you can see that it hasn't been the best of days for Maldives either. Of course, they will take pride in the fact that they have scored a goal today. It has been a long time since they tasted the feeling of a goal. It was Mehbam Lintoy Devi who was slightly out of a position, trying to play that center, trying to play the nexus of a high-line defense. You can take a look at the ball possession. India overwhelmingly ahead, 78%. And Maldives, they are barely scratching the surface, clearing off their lines. So I think overall this has been a very feisty display from the women in blue. But yes, as we said this before, for all of these youngsters, it's a long way to go. It's just the beginning, it's just the first yard of many that's to come. It is here where their dream starts taking flight. It is here where they start believing in themselves and start showcasing themselves at the bigger stage. Looks like a change being loaded for Maldives, and it's their goalkeeper Aminat Liza who would be coming out, and she'll be replaced by Saiga Hussain. And another change is also lined up. Most likely, Mariam Shafa Binti Ahmed Ali is also going to come on, and there you go. The confirmation Aminat Liza stepping out has had a couple of tough days in office, but yes, she must have also taken her lessons from these two games. And this is also a welcome spectacle for Saiga Hussain to showcase her flair under the sticks. And looks like another substitution is going to happen for Maldives before India can go forth with the throw. And that is so Mariam Noura will be coming out, and taking her place is Mariam Shafa in the center. 7 more minutes of regulation time. India hoping to compound the goals, hoping to get a better scoreline for them than the last game. And now they are scoring for fun. Now they are scoring for sport. 6 minutes of regulation time to go, still to get the referee's whistle. Most likely going to be a long throw, is it? Gets it into the box out there, nicely chests it down. Kind of meets a bit of resistance. Does well to steer past. Cross gets delivered in, and looking to take it on the turn itself. A decent enterprise from Pooja, but eventually goes out for play for a goal kick, Junaid.
That's right, and every time they get the ball in the final third, they have looked a scary proposition. Likes of Pooja, Simran, since she has come on. Lingde came before that. Cleared away again. 11-1 is what the scoreline reads with 5 to go. 5 minutes to go. There's Simran. Just taps it back towards Viksit. Here's Monisha for Shibani. He's looking for options. Simran goes back. Shot comes in. Was a curler. Couldn't quite get enough curl on that one. Just over the crossbar. We've been talking about it every time. They have marched forward. Put the numbers forward. They have looked like scoring. They've been unlucky a few times hitting the woodwork. More often than not, they've made the goalkeeper work. Of Hawa Hanifa. Shifts it towards her left. Draws in a challenge there and ends up conceding a free kick. Was barged in from behind. No cards. Who's going to take this one? Looks like it's going to be Juhi Singh behind this. Is that going to be a setup, or will she go for the target? The throw-in came in. And a gentle shove on Bhumika Devi. Got bodies forward. It's going to be testing times for Saiga Hussain, 31-year-old. Is out there for their regular Aminat Liza. Here goes Juhi. Chips in the air towards the far post. Parried away. Shot comes in. Another good save. Danger hasn't died down yet. This time it has been cleared away by Maldives. Couple of scary moments there for the girls in red, Rohit.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they simply keep on increasing slowly and steadily. And now India from the left again, hoping to create another lane for another foray. Taking their time, not really rushing through. Kazol D'Souza shuffling between that left wing and the centre field. Has got a very lethal and venomous long ranger at her behest. Nicely kept in play. Referee, she's got the game rolling. Ball's fallen back for India. Here's a chance and a long ranger. Hammers the side netting on that occasion. Testing out the new goalkeeper, Saiga Hussain, who's made her way to the centre. Looks like another Maldives player. She's gone down. And once again, kind of rolling around in pain. Again, not the best of spectacles either. I think we have seen this in the last game as well. We have seen this in this game as well. The Maldives players, they have gone down way too easily. I mean, even the faintest of touches, and they have been on the ground rolling. Looks like the captain, Hawa Hanifa. She's trying to calm things down. A bit of a heated discussion there between the player of Maldives and Ranjita Tekcham. So, of course, being the skipper of the side, Hawa Hanifa needs to take over the reins, needs to calm her players down. Let's take a look at this one. I don't think there was much out there. She was just trying to clear the ball, and this was that effort that we were talking about that went on to hit the side netting. She went on to jam her shin bone against the Indian player. So, of course, I mean, football being a body contact game, injuries like these, they are pretty frequent. But I think you got to be a bit more stronger. I mean, if you're going down at the faintest of touches, that can be a real challenge for you. Not just in this fixture, but in the upcoming days as well to follow suit, Junaid.
That's right, and like you pointed out, it wasn't enough on that occasion. We've gone down quite a few times, even in the first half. It's been worked upon by the medical assistants in India. They won't complain. Last minute of the regulation time. Mohammad Nizam, that grim look on his face. The task ahead of getting things ready for the future. She's back on her feet and ready to go. She'll wait for the stoppages. Saiga trying to play out from the back. Ends up conceding the possession. Here's a Simran Gurung on the ball, on the turn. Takes a shot and draws a save out of Saiga. Again, India. Whenever they've got the ball, there's a story to tell every time. 3 minutes have been added on as stoppages. It's going to be long 3 minutes from Maldives' perspective. Already a player down. They're looking down the barrel of a couple more here. Here's Bhumika Devi for Juhi. Dodges that. Chips in the air. Maldives get to it. Could only get as far as Juhi. Couldn't quite stop that from going through. Just dabs it. Here's Maldives now from the left. Thoibi Sana sees that out.
Two minutes of game time remaining out here. India, they'll be hoping to get that dozen. But for that to happen, they will need all hands on deck going forward. But I think what will really delight them is the overall display, is the body language and the hunger that these young girls have shown, despite most of them coming from an under 20 camp, under 17 camp. They have shown that when the time is right, when the iron is hot, they will strike with ferocious force. That's another lovely ball, and India now storming in from the left. A long ranger comes in. Hawa Hanifa comes in with the interception, but not the best of interceptions out there. Traded away for another corner. Kind of clinging on to hope for dear life. And India taking their time. Shivani Devi, what a player she has been on that left wing for India. A force that has been unstoppable and indomitable. Shivani Devi now at the corner, the right-footed in-swinger, possibly to unfurl ahead of us. A bit of gesture. Floats that corner in. And a bit of confusion in the box, and once again another Maldives player going down. And I think this has been really an ISO sight out here for Maldives. Time and time again, they have seen their players going down. Now they need to be really careful. The reason being, there will be occasions where the referee will let the game roll, and with a player down, they might just end up conceding. There you go. Let's take a look at what happened. Simran Gurung, she went forward with the shot, and in the process, there was more of a mid-air collision of the boots that resulted into this injury, with another Maldives player biting the dust and needing some dire medical attention. 93 minutes are over. Possibly we'll have a few more seconds added on because of this particular injury. But as things stand, India, they will be very, very happy and exhilarated to walk away with another thumping victory in a span of 4 days. And most importantly, Junaid, as they say, the dawn shows the day. I think India can think to be a red dawn of hope and conviction going forth.
Well, that's right, and a performance to be absolutely proud of for Joachim Alexanderson and his side. No seniors in, but no discounting the bravery of all these girls, most of them on their debut. Bit of early jitters for them, and since then on, it never looked like they were involved in for the very first time. Here's Kajal D'Souza, meanwhile, couldn't quite keep the possession. Performed as a well-oiled machine. Shibani Devi from the left, Pooja, of course, take him. And that's the end of the full time here in Bengaluru. And what a performance this is. A thumping victory for the Blue Tigresses, adding on to what they did on the 30th of December. 11-1 for the home side. Goals coming in left, right and centre. Lingdekim with 4. Kajal, Sangeeta Bas 4. Pooja, Bhumika Devi and Shibani Devi adding 1 each. And Simran Gurung with 2 strikes in the second half in a space of about 6 minutes, contributing to that tally. Rohit, I'll leave it all yours.
Thank you so much, Junaid. And as they say, that a start like this, a grandiloquent overture like this to the new year will be stoking hopes with the Indian team. They will be looking forward to an even brighter future. They will be looking to two even better days under the chaperonage of Alexanderson. And the Indian players, they will be happy, they will be delighted. The Indian staff as well. They would love the kind of performances that have been knitted together. And for Maldives, they'll take a lot of heart, they'll take a lot of lessons from these 2 friendlies. Of course, they have to get back to their country, they'll have to get back to their base, they'll have to get back to the drawing board to try and deliberate that what are the things that didn't really go right for them. Because not always will things be going your way. It has been a long journey of woe for Maldives, so of course they'll try and get out of it, but it will need some coaxing, it will need some doing, it will need some persistence from the women in red to try and come out. And as we can see, the customary pleasantries being exchanged, I think at the end of the day, as we say this, no matter the ferocious nature of the rivalry on the field, outside the field, they are all one big, extended, happy family. And I think that is exactly what both these teams will definitely be prioritizing. This has been an electric game of football, at least from India's perspective. They would absolutely love what they have seen, and this is a new beginning for them. And of course, under the chaperonage of Alexanderson, I think they will only be hoping to take it a million notches up through the sky. And the final scoreline once again, India 11, Maldives 1. A quick look at the highlights of the game. It started off with a few smiles between the two captains, India having a change in personnel as Sangeeta Basfor took over the captaincy. And it started off on a fairly even note until India found the back of the net for the first time. And that is how they pried the floodgates open. A sensational hit from Ling Kim, the woman who completely changed the game with a quartet of goals. And then she was being tagged along by Kajol D'Souza, who had a brace in the last game and wasted no invitation whatsoever to flip the ball into the back of the net. And Linda Kim once again stepping up and finding the back of the net with another meaty hit from point blank range, and Aminat Liza kind of looking pretty hapless. And then a bit of unfortunate deflection as Sangeeta Basfor found her first of the evening, enhancing India's tally one goal at a time, asserting the authority of the Blue Tigresses and sending a few claps in the audience. And then Maldives, they found the back of the net as well. And I think this was a massive reprieve for them after a long time. They found the back of the net. It was a historic moment of redemption for the Maldives women as Mariam Rifa found that all-important goal. But that was the last time that Maldives would have the laugh in this game. India once again awakening their predatory instincts, went forward, all guns blazing, and eventually demolished Maldives in the process with one goal after the other. And most importantly, some exquisite footwork that we witnessed. This one, a very difficult angle, and yet the way it was exploited by Shivani Devi, that was absolutely sensational. India had no mercy, they had no relent. All they had eyes for was the back of the net, and every chance that befell their way, every chance that knocked on their doors, was being pounced upon like hungry predators, sensing out the back of the net like the palm of their hands. And the kind of runs, and this was possibly for me the best goal of the evening, a picture perfect finish, the timing of the run, and then a gentle trip over the advancing Aminat Liza. And Ling Kim, not only did she score goals, she orchestrated the finishes as well. And Simran Gurung, cool, calm, composed, making no mistake in steering the ball into the back of the net. India kept on calling the shots, kept on keeping the accelerator pressed. And this was that moment where the red card came out. Or rather, just the beginning, in fact. That was the moment where the ball kind of ping-ponged off a couple of defenders. But eventually Simran Gurung did find a brace, leaping unmarked, and that to within inches from the goal line. And then this penalty. The moment she extended her hand, she knew that she was in the firing line of the referee, and she had to step out. No hesitations whatsoever. A penalty for India. And stepping up, Bhumika Devi made no mistake as she speared one into the bottom left corner of the net. A stunning finish, and more importantly, India kept their hold on the game in stunning fashion. A quick look at the full-time stats: 79% ball possession, wherein Maldives could only have 21. 40 shots from India, 20 of them on target. 4 shots from Maldives, just a couple of them on target. 6 saves from the Maldives goalkeeper. For India, it was just 1. 7 corners for India vis-a-vis Maldives 0. 4 fouls committed by the Indian players, 5 by Maldives. A solitary yellow card for India, and 1 marching order that was being handed over to Maldives. And that's how we conclude proceedings The final scoreline, India 11, Maldives 1. And with this, me, Rohit Ganguly, alongside my co-commentator Junaid Ahmed, will be signing off. Thank you everyone for joining in for another brilliant fixture. Stay tuned everyone to the official YouTube channel of Indian Football. We'll be coming forth with a lot of intense actions. Thank you again. Stay happy, stay safe.